Oh, I'm live. I should have taken a swig before I'm live. Okay, well, you read the title. You read the title, I'm assuming. You know what this is about. We're just gonna get straight into it. Okay, just straightforward. It's 9 p.m. I got up at like 3 a.m. this morning. I don't know how long this is gonna take, but I know the stream is it's gonna go until I'm finishing all of these. These are all the final evolutions, generations 1 to 8. And let me just adjust the oh no, that fucks it up. I'm trying to make it so I can still see chat. What about this? That's fine. Fine, that works, right? Oh, it's a little. Oh dear. Oh dear. Let me just stretch you out a little bit. I'll just move you teeny. Okay, there you go. That's fine. That's fine. It changed nothing, but in my heart. See, okay, now I'm doing something. Now I'm doing something with my life. Okay. Let's go. Let's go. First up, we have. Oh yeah. By the way, we have a little cheat sheet on the side. If I need to look up any Pokedex entries in case I'm like unsure. In case I'm unsure. I have the database open. You guys don't need to see that. That's why I'm covering up. I'm covering it up. You guys don't need to see any of that. Okay, well, so number one we have Venusaur. Venusaur, famously liberal. I think Venusaur would be in a position. It's a plant, okay? It's a plant. It's not gonna be pro like fracking and all of that. It's not gonna be a maggot. I'm sorry. Okay, Charizard. I don't think Charizard has any strong opinions on anything really. So it's hard to put it anywhere. But I don't think Charizard would be MAGA. I don't feel like Charizard would be MAGA, so I'm putting it in opposition. Now, Blastoise. What the thing with Blastoise? As we all know, Blastoise has some strong opinions about artillery and wanting to keep. I need to make you bigger. And now I'm moving you up. Okay, there you go. Blastoise has some strong opinions about guns, gun laws. My birds do too, apparently. They just made it chirp, even though it's way too late for them to be talking. So I think Blastoise definitely went. Butterfree is a beautiful trans woman. We put you in opposition. Beedrill. People don't think very highly of Beedrill. Beedrill doesn't really do much on the competitive end. Beedrill is often mocked for having a mega that seems very good on paper, but actually it's just not very good. So I'm wondering how that would flow kind of into the political beliefs of Beedrill. So let me think here, actually. Well, we know Beedrill is very aggressive. See, this is where we want to look up the Pokedex entry, maybe. Beedrill, please. Please show me Dex entries. Flies at high speeds. 3 poisonous stingers. Can take down any opponent. Has 3 poison barbs. They love talking about the poison barbs like we don't see them on the image. Sharp poisonous stingers to defeat prey. That takes the victim back to its nest for food. So it is like a homemaker. Beedrill, she believes in being kind of the breadwinner of the house, bringing home food and everything. Extremely territorial, of course. So I'm thinking because these are very strong conservative values I can discern from Beedrill's Pokedex entries. So I think Beedrill would go to January 6th. Pidgeot. Pidgeot. I feel like I don't know. I want to look up the entry of Pidgeot again. Pidgeot is known for being very unremarkable. I actually kind of like Pidgeot for its simple but cool design. She's very fleek looking, very Falcon-esque. I don't know. There's something cool about a Pidgeot and Pidgeotto. The whole Pidgey line is very appealing to me, even though, you know, look at those stats. I can't even believe those add up to 479. Wait, 479. Yeah, I can't believe it. Look at this. It's like all yellow except for speed, which is decent. So, Pidgeot, dazzling plumage of beautifully glossy feathers. Many trainers are captivated by the striking beauty of the feathers on its head, compelling them to choose Pidgeot as their Pokemon. Beautiful wings wide to frighten its enemies. It can fly at Mach 2 speed. When hunting, it skims the surface of water at high speed to pick off unwary prey, such as Magikarp. Oof. While it is a hunter, it likes to go hunting, but it's also like Pidgeot has it's kind of glamorous, isn't it? Kind of a queen, honestly. I think Pidgeot is. I think Pidgeot would be a Maga gay. I'm sorry to say it. Raticate. Alolan Raticate. Here's the thing. All of the Alolan. What's the theme of Generation 7? The theme of Generation 7 is environmental consciousness, right? And how the environment can destroy it. Like the environment is being, the natural habitats are being destroyed. So I think all Alolan forms are either very very non-eco or very pro-eco. So we have to compare which it is for this one. So it's complicated. It's complicated. Hey, Alolan, can I see the Alolan entry, please? Yeah. Groups of Rattata, which assumes command of each group, has its own territory, and disputes over food happen often, particularly over the taste and freshness of food. Restaurants where Eradicate live have good reputation, incredibly greedy personality. The nest is filled with so much food gathered by Rattata at its direction, it can't possibly eat it all. So it's very, it sounds very very 1%er, very capitalist. But also, if we look at Eradicate's base stat total, look at that. That's a 413 total. That's way worse than Pidgeot. I don't think Eradicate, it says it just kind of lets his friends do everything for it. Like Eradicate just Alolan Eradicate just commands every other Pokemon, all the Rattatas around them, the small guys, the small fries, to do the work for him. So I think Eradicate, Alolan Eradicate would endorse it, but I don't think she would go. I think she would stay home. Now let's think about Kanto Eradicate though, or normal Eradicate, as some people say. I wouldn't say that, but some people say that. Webs on hind legs that let it cross rivers. Very important because Washington D.C. it's right next to the water, so you know you want to go. You can swim over there if you want to. Uses whiskers to maintain its balance. It slows it down if it's cut off. I'm not sure how that would factor into anything. Rear feet have 3 toes each. They are webbed, enabling it to. We just had that. It uses whiskers to maintain. You love talking about the same two things as Eradicate. Eradicate's sturdy fangs grow steadily. That's new. To keep them ground down. It gnaws on rocks and logs. It may even chew on the walls of houses. Whiskers help it to maintain balance, not destroying, but gnaws to pat him down. It whittles its constant growing fangs by gnawing on how. It is just very difficult. I'm sorry. It's hard to believe But I honestly find it hard to discern a political belief by looking at Eradicate's Pokedex entries. I know that's difficult to believe, but it's true. It's true. Huh. Yep. Okay, so let me think about this more. Let me think about this more. I think Eradicate alone. If we just want to put it in the same tier, it doesn't seem to have any strong values outside of having whiskers that are long and having teeth that don't stop growing until he wants to gnaw them down. It just really seems like it wants to do its own thing. Not really caring much about anything at all. He's kind of a... Aw, thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow, Lawrence. Aw, thank you, Lawrence. So, I feel like we should put Eradicate in the same tier as Alone on Eradicate. I hope that's okay. Spearow has a mohawk, a lot of spikes everywhere. Definitely a punk. Oh, hello. Hello. Jinx and Wine Mom. We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that, but everything at a time. Everything at a time. We will put everything where it belongs. So Spearow is in direct opposition. Arbok, don't tread on me, as Arbok likes to say. Arbok definitely went. Arbok died. I think Arbok died because it's very slippery. It fades into the environment. Definitely got like stomped to death. Alolan Raichu, environmentally conscious, very happy-go-lucky, surfer, opposition. Raichu, same thing, very happy-go-lucky, opposition. Sandslash. So Sandslash is also another very spec Pokemon. I'm getting a lot of punk vibes from Sandslash. Base stat total not very good, but it's kind of min-maxed where it matters. So honestly, not that terrible. Not that terrible for a Kanto Pokemon. It can climb trees according to the crystal entry. Oh, hello, OOHC Stream Hub World. That doesn't sound like a bot. That doesn't. I'm just gonna ban you because you don't seem like you're interested in cool discussions of Pokemon. Of Pokemon January 6th. Yeah, no, big mohawk, everything. Definitely in opposition. Oh, sorry, that's Alolan. That's Alolan. I still wanna... I wanna look at Alolan separately. Just to make sure. Just to make sure. Fleeing volcanic, it settled on Snowy Mountain. As it races through the snowfields, it sends up a spray of snow. Okay, so it is a refugee. So it's a refugee. Okay, well, opposition. Nidoqueen and Nidoking are like a MAGA couple. I'm sorry. Nidoking and Nidoqueen, they post on TikTok about how much they love President Trump. They love that. They definitely went. They went together and they took pictures and they've been in jail ever since. Clefable doesn't care much about politics as much as she cares about wanting everyone to be happy and friendly. So definitely in opposition. But a wine mom type of opposition, where it's not like she doesn't know about like fracking or any of that. She doesn't know what that means. She doesn't really know the political implications of like tariffs or whatever. But I think Clefable just has a hatred for the movement itself. Ninetales, Wine Mom. Both of them can go in here. Both of them go in Wine Mom. I don't need to elaborate. Jigglypuff, same thing. Vileplume. Vileplume is known for smelling very bad. And pretty much every single entry, every single Pokedex entry for Vileplume just talks about how bad Vineplume smells. And what does that tell us about Vineplume? Does that mean she went to January 6th? Maybe. Maybe, but you know, maybe it's just because that's her natural smell. But something we have to consider is that she does have a red hat. She does have a red hat, but her body is blue. So it's very difficult to discern where we would put Vileplume. I'm thinking, though, just based on vibes, I'm thinking opposition. I feel like Vileplume has very liberal vibes overall. Maybe not, maybe even leftist. I don't know, some leftists smell very bad. That's not controversial. That's not controversial. Parasect. Now, this is the first mushroom Pokemon on here. Now, I'm a big fan of mushrooms. I'm a big fan of Pokemon. Okay, I'm sorry, my PC is so ass. I had to get on my laptop to watch. I forgive you. I forgive you that you can watch Kino on your laptop. I forgive you. I forgive you. So Parasect is very near and dear to my heart. Because Parasect... Oh, Lawrence? Yeah, I know. I figured. Parasect. Very near and dear to my heart because it's a mushroom Pokemon, but also very sad to me because Parasect sucks absolute dog shit if we're talking competitively. I actually know a lot about Parasect because I had, at some point I was researching everything about the mushroom Pokemon, the mushroom themed Pokemon, how they relate to real life mushrooms, and the implications and references in their Pokedex entries that aren't talked about a lot. And I kind of went in a deep dive. I wanted to make a whole video about it, but then I got lost in research and I just kept writing so much for each Pokemon that I was like, oh, I should just make this a series where I just write about every mushroom Pokemon, just every fact, everything. I just make a series of where I talk about every mushroom Pokemon in relation to real life mushrooms. But then I write it and I just get so lost in the research that I put down too much and I never ended up finishing anything because I just get so overwhelmed. But Parasect, I can list you guys some facts. Okay, Parasect is based on a cicada. Clearly is based on a cicada. There's a lot of cordyceps, which are the parasitic fungi that Parasect's whole thing. That infect cicadas, but actually not the one that Parasect is based on. Parasect is based on a very specific... I have this written down on my computer. Parasects, in-game they're called... Oh, what are they called in-game? Yeah, in-game they're called Tochukaso, the mushrooms that grow on Parasect's back, which is actually the Japanese name for the caterpillar fungus, Ophiocordyceps sinensis, which typically, as the name says, it only affects caterpillars. And the mushroom itself, though, seems to be, at least for Paris, seems to be actually modeled after a classic Amanita muscaria. And then in the Parasect phase, it just seems to take on its old little thing. Interestingly enough, there's not a lot of... There's not actually a lot of... I don't think there's a single Cordyceps mushroom. Because... Like, there's not a single Cordyceps mushroom that looks anything like this. In my opinion, Paris is there because it's literally a victim of brainwashing. That is very interesting. That is very interesting. But you have to consider that Parasect, the mushroom, is the thing taking over. So in this case, we would say that the mushroom also has MAGA beliefs. We have to adopt the idea that the mushroom itself is also MAGA. But I'll get to that. So here's what we have to consider. The Pokedex entries for Parasect actually let us conclude that China is canon in the Pokemon universe. Because, first of all, the Cordyceps fungi are very famous in China for being used as medicine and being collected for a lot of money. And they directly incorporated that into the game. And in the Pokedex entries, in the early games, they directly mentioned China, which canonized China in the games. Do we think the mushroom is woke? We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. So, what does that mean for Parasect? Well, we're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to that in just a second when I bring out my next piece of information. And there's a lot of for example, territorial fights. That's also something brought up in Parasect's little Pokédex intro, which is a very rare, very obscure mushroom fact that mushrooms do get into territorial battles. It's very complicated. I don't want to get too much into it, but another thing about Parasect's fungi is it likes to stay in dark places, like a lot of cordyceps prefer to do, and they like to burrow. They like to make the cicada burrow. Now, does it have anything to do with the political association? Absolutely not, but I really wanted to talk about Parasect and mushrooms. Oh, MAGAs hate China. They would never associate. See, that's a good point. That is a good point. What I miss? We're still in the middle of it. Don't worry. We're still at the beginning. We're still only 20 minutes in, and we haven't get past Kanto yet. Not yet. But I think maybe there is some mutual brainwashing here, because we're discussing if Paris mushroom is woke or MAGA. So here's the thing. As I said earlier, there is not a single cordyceps mushroom that really is that red. So I'm assuming it was painted. And in this case, it would mean that Parasect literally has a red cap on at all times. Like on purpose. It like dyed its cap red. We have to consider that. It's brainwashed into centrism. Possibly. But that's like part of the pipeline, you know? I think Paris was maybe the beginning of the pipeline, and Parasect is the end, where it concluded to just being even more red, you know? It started off being kind of center right and then moved way further right. And it hurts me to say that. It hurts me to say that Parasect is not woke. But I believe Parasect is not woke. I think, but also because Parasect has a very bad base stat total, and it's not very viable. It has a lot of weaknesses. I don't think Parasect went. I think Parasect pretended to go. I'm leading centrist with the Paras. Yeah, but with the Parasect, I would definitely say right ring, kind of like maybe a LARPer, like an online LARPer. Venomoth is kind of, the literal red cap sold me. Yeah, it's very convincing, isn't it? Definitely like leaning right, especially, yes. Now Venomoth, I'm leaning non-binary. I think it's kind of non-binary. If that makes sense. Even as a 450 base stat total, is that related? I don't know. I'm not non-binary, I wouldn't know. Moths are queer staple at the spot. That is exactly what I'm thinking. The powder on its wings is poisoned if it is in the dark in color. It causes paralysis. The scales it scatters will paralyze anyone who touches them, making their person unable to stand. So maybe it's just like fear of being touched. Maybe Venomoth is a little neurodivergent, mayhaps. Dust like scales covering its wings are color coded to indicate the kind of poison it has. So a purple winged feminist is what I'm kind of getting. Maybe like we can see. Look, it's kind of got a little. It's not fangs. It's like kind of the fangs kind of look like a septum piercing, don't they? And now you're waking up. And realizing Venomoth absolutely woke. Venomoth is super woke. Dugtrio and Dugtrio Alolan. I think because Dugtrio Alolan is kind of... Okay, here's the thing with Dugtrio. I think that the Dugtrio and Dugtrio Alolan are the parallels between an out-of-the-closet gay man and a gay man in the closet. So I think we have to rank them completely differently. We have to put them on opposite sides. I think we know why I picked which one. I think that we can see here up here, with the Cantonian Dugtrio, that it's suppressing its urges. In this case, its urges is the hair. It won't let its true colors shine. It won't show its feminine side. It doesn't want to have a beautiful steel type and amazing hair. So, but we can see here the Dugtrio, Alolan Dugtrio is flourishing. Alolan Dugtrio is thriving and happy. Alolan Dugtrio is doing so well, and I'm so proud of him. So, definitely. Ooh, so the next one's very hard. Persian. What can we say about Persian and Alolan Persian, no less? That's very difficult. Very sad base stat total, but in Gen 1, interestingly enough, because of Persian's speed and the move Slash, Persian was actually there's a glitch that let Persian essentially have guaranteed crits on every single time it uses Slash.